It's Tarkin coming at you with another game of Geometry Dash. And we're trying to get some coins today. Unfortunately, I don't know where they are. So we're just going to do the practice mode. I've got 2 on this first level, the first level of the game, Stereo Madness, but I don't know where the third one is. Hello, Osid. So I'm just gonna... We're going to go and see if we can find it. Because while I'm reasonably confident in my ability to play this level, I don't know where the coin is. So I gotta run it down before we try to get it. Hey Orange Froggy, how's it going? A nice easy level of Geometry Dash. Nothing like it. So the second coin would have been like around here somewhere, I don't know. The last coin is in the last ship. Hello Miko. Oh yeah, so that's like the low one there. Fortunately, I'm like an awesome Geometry Dash player, and I definitely won't die playing this level for real. Maybe I could have just tried it one time. Yeah. Okay, so that's the second coin right there. And I definitely... Third coin is very hidden. Okay, yeah. Well, then we'll want to practice. Hello, Why Warhammer. Why Warhammer? What a great name. Why not Warhammer? I have so much stuff I need to put together. Oh, okay, so up at the top right there? So you go here. Ah, very clever. Ah, yes. All right. So you just gotta like... Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, maybe it is tricky. I see. Oh yeah, we'll definitely fail there. Okay, you can hold the whole way when you're up in there. Okay. Okay, I see. That's fine. Alright, so if we hit this one, it's real mode now. Alright, now all we have to do is not die an embarrassing amount of times on the first level of the game. And then I think we got all the coins on the second and the third level. I don't remember. Anyway, we're just gonna go and try to get them. And then, you know, if I get annoyed, I'll just go to a different level. Because I haven't played like Jumper or Time Machine or Cycles in absolutely ages, so you know, it'll be fun to revisit all those old levels that gave me such trouble once. Unless it isn't, and I do really bad and quit the game over it, like I did the last time I tried to get coins. This really takes me back, you know, like 9 months ago, when I was like, man, this game's kinda tough, huh? Little did I know that it's super tough. Ha ha ha! Okay, not great. Well. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, no way did we get the last coin here either. We're gonna be here all day. No, you know, I'm just gonna... If I fail a couple of times, I'll just go to a different map. We don't need to, like... just play Stereo Madness failing on the same coin all day long. Because Theory of Everything 2 is the next one that you unlock, right? And that comes highly recommended. It's like... it's somebody's favorite level, you know? And I definitely want to eventually play it. Because Club Step was, you know, too hard. That's why I went and played Death Moon. Is it not that one? Is it the wrong one? Maybe I was supposed to go forward slightly and didn't realize it. Anyway, I'm gonna try it one more time. I guess I'm gonna try not to fly up there, and maybe do it right. And if not, we're just gonna go and play a different level, cause it's gonna annoy me. I knew when I set out to get the coins that this is a way that will get under my skin to play if I'm not careful. So we're not spending a bunch of time failing at levels that I consider to be beneath me. We're gonna fail at lots of different levels that are beneath me, and that'll mix it up. That'll keep it, fresh and fun. Because while it's one thing to fail at your goals on Stereo Madness when you have 0 hours into the game, it's quite another emotional experience to fail at it repeatedly when you've got, 120 in. I know that's not a big number at all for Geometry Dash standards. It's really not for me either. Alright, so not that one, but yes, this one. Ah, okay. Yes, let's just, great. Fine, whatever. We'll try it one more time. I mean, we're not gonna like stop trying to do it at all. We're just not gonna. If I die one more time on this stupid, not counting that one, we'll just move on to whatever the next coin in the list is. Whoops. All right, whatever. We're gonna go try a different one now. No, I did not get the third one on Polargeist. I have no idea where it is. We'll try to find it. Polargeist is a painful level. It is much too green and then much too yellow right afterward. It is very unpleasant for me to play visually. Hopefully we will find and be able to do this one soon. And now you get the wonderful pink color that is much easier on the eyes. A little fake one there. Thought it would get me, but it didn't. Of course, I just died to something else. It's really hard. Well, we'll at least look at it. I just need to break it up, And if we go from this one to that one back or whatever, that'll at least be a little variety. I don't want to practice the first level until I get the coin, although I'm happy to play it until I get the coin, here and there. So there's the second one. And there you gotta drop down because there's like a hidden pad there. Hey Bouncy, how's it going? We're failing to find stuff here. So okay, so we gotta jump right there. Okay, but that's gonna be hard to remember to do. Alright, so we jump before the guidepost, significantly before the guidepost, and then just hold to hit the ground. Alright. Yeah, and we'll just play through the rest on practice because I don't remember what the rest of it's like, and maybe there's something that might come up and bite me, and maybe not, but you know. And that's at what, like 75, 77, something like that? Yeah, alright. Let's go ahead and go for it. Man, it feels so silly being like, this really takes me back. But, you know, even though I haven't been playing as long as any of y'all, it still feels like it was just ages ago that I played this. But of course, I play just like tons of video games, right? Just so many video games. I'm so proud of myself. Like, little kid me would be so pleased with the amount of video games that I get to play in any given week. They'd be just so proud. And so it feels like a long time ago, narratively to me, that I was playing these levels, even though it was just like 8 or 9 months. And I know some of y'all have been playing for like 11 years or something crazy. It's always interesting to see, you know, the kinds of games that don't let go of you. And then a little early one. Heart just absolutely racing, just blood pressure jacked. Can't believe we're about to get it. Oh yeah, look at that. Put that coin in the bank. Amazing. Flawless, timeless. Good stuff. All right. Now we'll try to get that coin on the first level again. You see, like that's the key. I had a plan. And the plan was to not fail at the same easy thing too many times in a row. So back to failing at the first easy thing, unless we do it right. And if we don't get it, we'll try probably a couple of times, right? I think we probably won't mess up in the tunnel again, and I won't just crash into the wrong one, probably, because now I've said it out loud, and that, you know, inoculates me from from bad play. That's true. And if it's not, I don't want to know until it happens. This is so funny to me. So like I'm feeling like very not the bad sort of anxious, but like almost like I would feel rock climbing, or like how I feel playing very certain sections of Celeste, where I'm like, all right, you gotta everything's on the line right here. You've gotta really do it. And this is stereo madness. But you know, it's all on the line. Like how many times am I publicly going to fail at the easiest thing? It's not that one. It is this one. And now we just go through this little tunnel, which, in fairness, is significantly harder than the rest of the level, but not hard. And now, good stuff. We can move on. Astated, have I tried blast processing? Yeah, I've beat all the levels that aren't unlockable now, so all the main levels. As of the other day, I beat Dash. Man, what a cool level, and so easy at the end. Yeah, alright, so there's the third Polargeist one and the fourth Tryout one. And I don't have any of these ones further on, right? And the only other coin I have in the whole game is the last one in Dash. So let's do base after base. And I guess we'll try it in normal mode and just see if I can accidentally get a coin or two. And if I die too many times, I'll go to practice to remember how to beat the game. Well, not like that. Because I haven't played this level in ages, but like, how hard could it be? Probably pretty hard. There we go. I thought something in the wall looked weird. And now, unless it looks like super logical to grab a coin somewhere else, I'll probably just try to complete it and keep my eye out. But, you know, we're not gonna even assume that we're gonna... Oh, that's right. It's this level. I love this place. There's something up there. Oh, the fake ones. All right, yeah. All right, let's go to practice mode because I'm very, very definitely not going to do this right and get through it. So let's try to identify where the coins are, and maybe we can get all of them in a run. I totally forgot about all those fake things there. Feels bad. All right, there. You just drop in there. That one's super easy. You just have to remember to get it. So essentially, that one can be a part of any successful run. There's no danger in acquiring it, and that's good. You know, it's a nice little simple one. The second one is very hidden, yes, but we did note that there appeared to be like some sort of blue portal near the top of the screen. And of course, with the help of practice mode, we'll simply fall down repeatedly. You can't stop us. No one on Earth can stop us from tormenting poor Stringy Blockington. Aha! There you go. And that's exactly where you gotta go. It's right there. You make it into the slot. Yep, okay. So, not like this. We fall down here, and then you drop in between that one and the next spike, which is not like a super easy jump to make, but not impossible. Oh, no! How did... That was weird. Okay, so you don't jump after that. Okay, very important. And then you skip all those. And then you crash into a wall. This is a very important part of remembering it. At least some portion of these early levels is right there, going above there. That's an easy one to get to, right? You just gotta remember it's there, because there's no spike and the roof is safe. Yeah, no spike and the roof is safe. All right, yeah. So we can. We're just gonna go ahead and go through so that I don't totally forget. Oh, yeah. See, like that's gonna be what gets me. It's not gonna be the coins. It's gonna be inability to do. What are probably very easy things. Hey, Chalky, how's it going? Yeah, so if we don't do stuff like that, it should be fine, you know. Let's just see if we can get it. So first one's automatic, and then we just gotta play the level kinda right. Black and white section, 4-panel with a spike, and we want to go over it. Should be easy enough. And then the other one is just the ship, and it's very simple. We just gotta remember it. So, you know, over under on that, it exists. You know, you can make your bets elsewhere. I'll never get into the Hall of Fame if I'm seen influencing the results of my own Geometry Dash playing. Drop there. And then we've got this, yeah, a little slalom, and then the low one here goes up, down, spike, roof straight in, safe top. And now we just play the rest of the level, which, you know, let's just see how that goes. Yeah, and, you know, not well. Not well. Hello, Sid. Hello, Luffy. Hello, former Impossible. Hello. Hello, all you people that are saying EMP raid. Hello, Box Ninja. Hello, Jackson Amor. I have no idea what all you people mean. I assume you are coming here from somewhere else. Welcome. We're playing Geometry Dash. I'm not very good. We're trying to get some coins to unlock some levels. I'm having a not awesome time beating this one, but we picked up both of the 3 coins. That's a way to speak. So hopefully this time we'll go ahead and beat it. We got a coin on the first level and a coin on the 3rd level so far, so very nice. Trying to unlock Theory of Everything too, but we're just gonna swoop on down there. Third coin's very easy. Just gotta remember it. It's not right here because you gotta go under this spike, but then it's safe, and then the roof is safe, easy peasy. And then we just don't fall apart in the third act like an American novel. I did it again. So that's you'll note that I'm not very good. Hello, EMP. People say that you have brought people here, so welcome, welcome. I played Geometry Dash here pretty poorly. No, I've beat like 5 demons. It took a long time, right? But yeah, we're just trying to get some of the coins because I didn't get them basically at all whenever I was going through the first time around. But hey, at least we're nailing the timing there. All we have to do is beat the level. But you know, that's always the hardest part for me. That's why I quit the game one time. I was trying to get the coins on dry out, and I couldn't beat it. I couldn't beat dry out. It sounds... Oh, well, I forgot to... You know what? Whatever. We're going to try to beat the level anyway. It would have been better if I didn't do that. Probably we'll just die to something else that's silly. I got so caught up in being alive. Alright, we'll save the third coin for later if we finish this and go on, and then we'll come back. Cause I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that I forgot. You know, there's 2 easy ones and I forgot a couple of them, but hey, there we go. We've got a couple more coins. We'll come back for the third one some other day. My hardest is Death Moon. I've beat Death Moon and Shiver, Platinum Adventures, and Lightning Road and Nightmare were my first 2. Alright. So are we going to do the silly thing I did last time and say I'm going to try to do it and finish with the coin and then obviously not be able to beat the level? I mean, probably. We're already going, aren't we? Second one, you know, there might be a coin down there. I don't know. I don't know. I do know that I sort of remember Can't Let Go. And I sort of remember these other levels. And I don't know if I'm just going to be able to go through them without refreshing anyway. It's been a long time, but I remember not doing super well. But this was back before I used practice mode at all whenever I was on this level. Because it was after Jumper. So I... you know, maybe, you know, that's a good place for a coin. I was thinking, wouldn't this be a good place for a coin? Yeah, we'll just go higher there. That's what, like 50%. And this is the part where we would die a lot, I assume. Yeah, this is definitely a thing that would be tricky to do. There was a purple pad there, so probably another weird coin path. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the practice mode, into the drawing board, and then fail to beat the level repeatedly. Sasha Z, well, thank you very much. How kind of you to say. Checks on the Mori, so close. Yeah, you know, there's going to be a lot of that. I'm actually just, like, really pleased that we got the coins we have so far. Okay, so that first one... Maybe the third one and the first one are fake. We'll figure it out. I mean, not quickly. Yeah, so yeah, I think we just want the second one there. Doesn't look like there's anything schmancy down there. What should you 3D print? Oh, I'm not sure. I know what I would 3D print if I had a 3D printer. Because I saw a picture of it one time, and it was the most wonderful thing. I would use it for Warhammer terrain, because that's what this was. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we just need to figure out where that is. and then it's automatic bounce up. So it's at what, 20? After that spike, the one in the middle, and we need to go back. Yeah, we're not gonna remember that. I mean, we might. Not the first one. So, all right, what's the context before it? That's more important. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Then to the second one, and then automatically go up. Okay, yeah, we might be able to remember that. And if not, it's easy enough to do, theoretically, and early enough to where you can reset it if you forget. But anyway, yeah, I forgot to say what it would be. So it was like a Pikachu, but as like a statue with like big beefy arms, and like a really swole Pikachu that looked like he was a bodybuilder. And it was like yeah, and they painted it like to be around like a fountain, you know, like a sort of Grecian statue. And anyway, that's what I would make if I had a 3D printer, a really buff Pikachu to use for Warhammer terrain. Okay, and then there's another one there. That's the last one. How do we get to that? These are questions. Further back than that. Ah, there we go. No. Alright, so 71%. Alright, these auto checkpoints are not helping me right now. Yeah, let's just not drop at all. That's great. Okay, so... how am I ever going to remember to do this in the heat of the moment? I won't. I mean, eventually I might. Yeah, how am I ever going to remember this? I'm just so focused on not dying, and clearly that's not going perfect. Nope. Hey Natasha, how's it going? It's like, how can I do it accidentally more times than... okay, so before... need to jump early to miss it. Not there. Why? I'm gonna do that for real. I just hit it again. I'm like, no, not here. There's not even an orb where you're supposed to not do. You're supposed to jump early there, and I just didn't jump early enough. And I didn't jump early enough again. Okay, so we need to jump not early there. We're probably going to do that too. But on the block before the triple. And we are just not going to do it, yeah. Yeah, so like so, and then... yeah, this is maybe not going to go great. All right, well, whatever. We're just gonna fail repeatedly. Just so repeatedly. That's what's hot on the streets. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Did I find the first coin? I think so. I don't remember where it is anymore. This, not doing this right is taking up basically all of my thoughts, but I think I found the other two. Yeah, I look forward to failing that jump a lot. Man, I was so glad to get out of this level. I'm so bad at playing upside down. And then I'll probably do that too. Feels good. Okay. Okay. You know, you know what, I'm already tired of trying this level. Not there. Slightly ahead. After the double with the spike on the second platform in between the two small ones. Why don't I just fall off at the wrong one again? Or run into that. Orange Frog, you say, never mind, you did the dishes earlier, forgot. Oh, what a gift! Isn't it the best when you in the past just does something for you in the future? I know that feeling so rarely, but occasionally well. I I jumped into the thing again. That's not ideal. But, yeah, you know, you're like, oh, I have to do this, and you realize you already have, freeing you to do, you know, whatever other activities you had. Watching cops or playing the drums. I am so bad. It's fine. It's cool. Okay. Great. There's no point in me... it's gonna take another 1,000 attempts for me to beat this level. I'm so bad. This is taking me all the way back. This is before I played on practice mode, and this is basically what it was like. No, I mean, I'm way better than I was then. I just don't feel better at it right now. And there's our coin. Not there, yes, here. I'm like, there's a coin up here. Almost dies. Super easy shit part that probably once seemed hard. And now we'll just die here. Yep. Not on purpose, mind you. Anyway, we should have dropped down for the third coin and didn't, and then it didn't matter that we didn't. We died to a whole different thing. A thing that I hadn't looked at because I'd been focusing on the coin, which takes you past that part. Funny. Anyway, we'll try a couple more times, and if we can't do it, we'll move on, and then come back, you know. Spread out the despair. That's the key. You know, I can't be failing at Can't Let Go for 30 minutes, but I'm willing to fail at it for 30 minutes over a period of longer time. I like this section. Yep, there you go. Time to try again. I believe I said that was an area that I would probably die, and it sure was. Feels bad. Alas. Oh well. You know, that would have been the last time we ever had to come here. It was not to be. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna try a couple more times, and then we're gonna move on to another level. I could beat it. I could beat this level. I'm not gonna do it in front of you, but I could. That's why I videotape all my Geometry Dash gameplay. So when you see me not able to beat Can't Let Go, you'll still believe that I did it because you can see me in the past doing it. Me in the past, the same guy that me in the present is, allegedly. I've never been too sure about that. That guy was a madman. Very unreliable. He shares a lot of my qualities, however, to a disturbing degree. I forgot to jump for the bottom coin. Unless I didn't, and I thought I forgot. I forgot to jump. Anyway, we may never beat this level again. I've done it before. I've got the receipt somewhere. I remember when I did this, I thought those orbs were like so close together. It's like, man, look at me hitting all these orbs. I hate everything. Let's just not get the coin. That's what we're gonna do. The whole right. Well, okay. One more time, and then we're going to a different level. Man, what's the point? What is the Oh man. Whatever. Let's go to Jumper, a level famous for not being annoying. See if we can find some coins here. I was trying to set a thing, that's why I died, not because I'm bad. All the next deaths will be for that reason. Alright, so... there's got to be a coin in this set. Okay, down low there, and we had the last one way back here. Alright, so this one won't be too bad. We'll just have to remember it. You know, the thing that I don't do. Oh, that's actually really tricky, isn't it? It's actually really tricky. Oh man, this one's rough. Yeah, so you gotta go underneath there. And then there, I don't even know what's going on. I guess the way I logically went is wrong. Alright, so we'll just try to get that one and die, and then here you go over. It's falling down that makes it the hard part. Alright, yeah, so you just do that and don't die. And there's the second one. I remember dying in this hallway a lot. It clearly didn't teach me how to not die in this hallway, but I do remember dying in it a lot. You can probably look forward to a redo of that. Hello, Chase. Good day. And then there's another coin in this area somewhere, right? Low, okay. So this coin is just a matter of flying it's probably not that restrictive, right? We can just zoop on in, and it's no challenge particularly. And that's the third one. Okay, so there's this one that you get going higher, and then you just gotta not panic when you're dropping down, right? And then there's nothing to it except right there. You know, you also do have to jump. And then there's this one with the upside down thing. Yeah, you know, why not? You might note that we didn't play through the end of the jumper, and thus probably are not going to be able to complete it, but... Smart. Good. Great. Awesome. Right. Man, I'm so bad at this game. It just goes to show how much every single one of my victories are flukes. Oh my goodness. I am so bad. It's fine, you know. We can go back and try to beat Can't Let Go after we fail at this a couple more times. We're just going to keep on churning through. We're not going to focus too much on being bad at the game. Oh my goodness. Alright. That death barely counts. I wasn't really looking. Tell that to poor dead Sir Cream Blockington. But you can't, for he lives again. His casket's empty. Oh no. Let's just fail at 50% on Jumper. Become a spry young 38-year-old again instead of a wizened old 38.8-year-old or whatever. Oh my goodness. What's the point? You know, what's the point of playing this game? I'm being somewhat ironic. You know, this is exactly why I quit the last time. Failure to do a thing that I perceive to be too simple to fail at. Okay. Does she say just playing the same level with 7,000 attempts counts as beating it right? I don't know. I feel like if I had actually learned it properly, I would have beat it way quicker. It was an accident when I beat it. But if you try enough, you can make accidents happen. I forgot to jump again. My go-to snack. Oh, a good question. There's lots of snacks that I love. I like Pringles a lot. I love fudge rounds. I'm a big fan of fudge rounds. I like Reese's peanut butter cups, the miniature ones by preference. Even if the foil's a mess. I forgot to jump again. But whenever I'm like not lazy, my preferred snacks are stuff that I make. I make peanut butter fudge that is incredibly excellent, and it's one of my favorite things in the world to eat. And then I also make essentially perfect chocolate chip cookies that I'm very fond of munching on, but I haven't baked in many months now. I did make fudge just the other week, but I've already eaten all of it. Hello, tablet. there's 1 coin. Now there's 2 coin. Now we just gotta beat Jumper. Well, and there's, of course, always 3 coin to worry about, but probably we'll just not beat Jumper. But anything could happen. I don't remember where 3 coin is anymore. Is it in the ship section down low? Yes, it is, but we failed to hit a ship portal. Very nice. Back to not being able to beat Jumper. And, you know, we didn't do practice mode through to the end, so we're probably going to fail on something else. Fortunately, I've said it out loud like 7 times now, so it counts as a thing I'll be surprised by later. I did not jump again. Hello, Bouncy Block. I am playing Jumper. I am playing Jumper. And I forgot to go for the 3rd coin on Can't Let Go. And then I didn't finish it anyway. We'll go back to Can't Let Go. We'll try a little bit more Can't Let Go, and then we'll go back to Jumper. I kept failing at this one too. I could get the coins. It's just beating the level that I'm bad at. Because here, it's the 2nd one right here. And then this one. And just failed to jump there. Excellent. Anyway, I probably would have died shortly afterward to something else. But hey, at least we got all the coins. At least you can bury us with them. Am I trying to unlock Theory of Everything too, Char? Yes, I am. That is the proximate goal. And let me tell you, it's going awesome. Well, I've got 15, so if I can just get 2 or 3 on this, and then 2 or 3 on Jumper, in whichever orientation of 2s or 3s it is, then we'll already be there. Hello, Samuel. Okay. Button got stuck. That makes sense. Natasha, you said it would be nice to see me being through everything too. Well, we'll try to make it happen, you know. I know it's your favorite level. I died again. Because I was thinking, okay, maybe I could, as I was sitting at work and, like, absolutely not paying attention to what I was supposed to be doing with my time. Look, as a cook, you have a... I died again. As a cook, you have a lot of time where you're waiting for 30 seconds at a time, and I spent those time normally to, you know, daydream about video games, which is a very responsible thing to do, and is what makes me so good at my job. And I was thinking, like, what am I going to do? Like, work on Club Step or something? And I'm like, no, I don't even like the thought of it. And I'm like, you know, we should get coins and try out Theory of Everything too. That would be good. And people are always telling me to get, you know, the various coins to unlock things and all. And so you got to get 30 for the other one, but if we just get these, and then it's like, you know, we can get a coin or 2 in Blast Processing, and a coin or 2 in Finger Dash, and a coin or 2 in Geometrical Dominator, and then, you know, I forgot to go for that one. Excellent. I get to talking, and all I do is sight read it. And I'm so bad. I was like, all right, now you're gonna have to jump soon, and so I was looking ahead. Feels bad. Right now I have 15 coins. But I know where 6 are at. However, they are cunningly concealed within levels that I have not proven my ability to beat today. Although I have beat them before. Now this will interest you about what happened there. You're actually supposed to jump over that spike. That little triangle thing that I ran into. That's not how to do it. If you already knew that, if you're a newer viewer, that one's for you then. Apparently you're supposed to never run into them. While I do know that, I wish I could believe it in a useful way. Why? Alright, there's a coin in the ship section. There's a coin after the first wall up top. Alright, well, that is not how to get the coin. I think that might have been one of those don't run into the triangular apparatus. I have died again. Excellent. Great. Theory of Everything 2 used to be 30 coins, but they dropped it to 20. 30 seems like a lot. I mean, I guess, if you're trying to induce people to just play the main levels over and over, without the custom scene, I can totally see why, like, having more rigorous unlocks would be good. But, I mean, just in general, it feels like, what about a person like me who's clearly too stupid to beat a level 2 times ever, but who wants to play something new, Like, what will nobody think about me? Oh, man. I knew the problem would be not identifying and being able to find the coins. Not in the super long run. It would just be beating the levels. I forgot to jump down again. Hey, iClop. How's it going? We're busy not beating easy Geometry Dash levels. It's everything I dreamed of. We're also not getting the coins on them. I'm cheerful about this. You can also play map packs for coins, even though some of those levels aren't great. Okay, I didn't know there was other sources for it. Okay, great. Oh, the button got stuck. Makes sense. Like, a lot of coins in the game, it's like you normally get them by dying somewhere, and like it's like, oh, here's the little glint of silver in the sand next to your failures. Here's your shipwrecked currency here on the ground. Pick it up and now, grab your coins. Wall atop, good deal. Oh man, again with the 82% fail. Feels great, awesome, amazing. Chase, you ask if I like sort of like more decoration filled levels or stuff like this. I see why, as a creator, making more busy stuff would be appealing. You know, there's more opportunities to showcase creativity, the more elements that you involve in. And also, from my experience, just seeing custom maps that people have sent me from like the far past and the modern ones, you know, a lot of what people like to do now is sort of like obscuring elements, which to a player like me who's largely site driven, like just as a playability thing, I don't particularly love. But if I had to choose between remembering the coin and not, I would forget it every time. When it comes, okay, whatever. That was never gonna happen anyway. It's fine. It's cool. If I had to choose between a level with aesthetics like this or one with aesthetics like to just choose probably my favorite one that I've spent a lot of time on, which is Shiver. You know, like I quite like the modern, more cluttered thing. Not that Shiver is cluttered, but you know, I don't really keep abreast of all the modern levels being made. I think it's excellent that people are, you know, flexing their creative muscles and making stuff. I think that's super cool. I would say that I'm not really engaged enough in the content to have an opinion on trends one way or another. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be able to see the trend or delineate between, you know, the modern and the less modern levels unless somebody told me so. I would just think these people wanted to do a stripped down one and these didn't. It wouldn't have even occurred to me that it wasn't possible in an earlier era. I would be like, these people are really going all out, which is pretty interesting because I would just, you know, I would fail. Great. After this, scroll through all the main levels for a while and there will be a free coin. Really? Fancy. Because I failed to get coins for long enough? Is that a thing? I didn't jump again. Alright, reading back through. A secret coin. You scroll through all three of them and you get one in the coming soon page. Okay, yeah. Gotta get him that coin. Thanks, Orange Froggy. Good stuff, yeah. Sorry, I was so laser focused on not beating the map, on failing over and over, that I couldn't even remember how to read anything. I was like, no, I have to fail. That's what the people want. They desperately want to see me either not remember how to jump, or or not remember how to grab a coin, or a combination of those things, or to die at 82%. I better do it again. Better do it again in this run. That's the sort of stuff you can look forward to from me. Consistency. You like seeing me win. That's too bad, Orange Froggy. That's too bad. For you're gonna have to get used to disappointment if you hang around here. The victories will be few and far between. But, you know, still noteworthy and joyous all the same. And if playing Geometry Dash has taught me anything, it's that people will be happy to see a bad player do well, far beyond seeing a good player do well, you know. People have always been very supportive of of my travels through the shifting screens of Geometry Dash, in spite of being immense disappointments to people who think that any day now I'm gonna become like a good player. They're like, you could do this. I'm like, nope. I can I can fail to beat Can't Let Go 100 more times is what I can do. That'll show him. That'll show him. Takes me right back. I didn't jump. Yeah, Orange Froggy. Yeah, if you've hung around long enough, you definitely are used to disappointment. No, I say it that way because of the film The Princess Bride, if y'all aren't familiar. It's excellent. It came out in the 90s. It stars, some people, and I could go into the whole explanation if you wanted. But there's a guy, he's like, they're having a sword fight, and guy's like, who are you? And they're going, it's like, I must know. And the guy with the mask on who's being interrogated as to who he is says, get used to disappointment. And, what? Oh, the controller's stuck. You've seen it, Hyclop? Yeah, I didn't jump. I didn't jump again. But yes, yeah, Princess Bride. Absolutely banger movie, indeed. It's wonderful. It's based off of a novel, which is itself incredibly hysterical and very clever. But the movie is just wonderful. It's almost a satire of a fantasy story, but it plays it so straight in spite of being like very comedic that it almost doesn't come across as being insincere in any way. It's pretty interesting. But it's like the premise is that, a young Fred Savage, I think, is laying in bed and he's sick and his grandfather is reading him a story. And he has to skip over all the parts that the grandson thinks are boring. And it's just amazing. There's adventure, pirates, true love, miracles. Andre the Giant plays Fezzik, a strongman giant who has a love of riddles and is very gentle and a wonderful creature. Cary Elwes, who I'm like, what else would we know him from? Robin Hood Men in Tights. Plays one of the leads. Robin Wright, who later played on House of Cards, plays Princess Buttercup, which is just a very funny name for the princess too. But anyway, it's an amazing movie. I don't want to tell you everything that happens in it. It's eminently quotable. It definitely one of my favorites. My family had it on VHS, and we would watch it many, many times. I have a large family. One of our favorite pastimes, on trips to wherever or just hanging around would just be to, quote lines from movies at each other and say excitedly, where's it from? And then you would have to, remember where the movie line was from. All right, let's see if we get... No, not again. Let's see if we can remember how to play the level. We're going to do it one more time, and we're just going to go... We're going to cycle through and... Okay, one more time past this. Is it a Zora story? Oh, no, I got it wrong. No, it seems like it's Princess Bride as well. I don't know. I gotta Google it. I'll be right back. Yes, it's 100% in the sword fight at the tops of the Cliffs of Insanity between Inigo Montoya and the Man in Black. I knew it was. It might be in Zorro 2. It might be a Zorro story 2, and it might be a reference to that. But when I think of Get Used to Disappointment, it's the way that he says it there. I'm like, no, I can't have gotten this wrong. I know, I can see it. No, sometimes I get stuff wrong, or like I'll forget like relatively major elements of a story, and people are like, wait, no, isn't that a thing? I'm like, oh, right, the talking horse. Ruins of unusual size? I don't think they exist. All right, up high. Nope, not like that. All right, I said one more time, but like the song, we're gonna say one more time again. We might even say it one more time. One more time. Capybaras, exactly, Natasha. Yeah, there's a swamp in the movie that has, you know, the fire swamps. They have fire spouts, they have lightning sand, and they have rodents of unusual size. And I forgot. You know, I'm just one more time, but you know, look, wouldn't it just break my heart to forget the one at the beginning and actually get the second two, and then have to come back here again for that? It would. And my heart can't take more failure. It can take more failures at 20% or something, which is likely enough to happen. But, alright, fall down here. But in the movie, when the person says rodents of unusual size, one turns to the other and says, rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist. But they call them ROUSs, which is the initials. But they put a little apostrophe there for RUS is like the plural of it, which is to me a very funny joke. It just implies that these dangers are common enough to want to abbreviate the name of, and for it to scan entirely literally in an instant when said from one person to the other. Princess Bride is a very funny movie. No, are you joking? Why am I the way I am? Whatever. We're gonna try Jumper again. I'm tired of failing there. Yes, I'm just making references to a movie that nobody has seen except a couple of people. Anyway, it's good. You should watch it. I do that all the time. I'm like, yes, something has reminded me of something I like. Mainly anything but dying in Geometry Dash to a level that's easy. But yes, if I influence your life in one way, let it be to go and watch The Princess Bride. And don't let it be to emulate my skills in Geometry Dash. Man, am I ever the worst. Alright, we were supposed to do the menu thing. Let's go do that now. So we just do this. Can we hold it down? No, we gotta... Ah, a detective. I was like, maybe it was already unlocked there, and I just didn't notice. Anyway. Failure at Jumper. Recommence. But the novel was wonderful. It's way different than the book, or than the movie, rather. Not different than the book. It's written as if, so it has like a modern day component where the guy, William Golding, the author, writes in the first person about, you know, like his life and, you know, his family struggles. And the story of the book is that he, as a child, was read this real book, The Princess Bride by S. Morgenstern, and that he's trying to find a copy for his son, but he finds one and it sucks. It's a bad book, and he realizes that his dad cut out all of the boring parts. So he tries to do the same for his son, and that's the story in the novel. So he'll have stuff in parentheses of the stuff that he took out. Of course, The Princess Bride is not a real book. Of course, it's all his own creation. But that's the premise of the novel, and it's just very fun. Not as fun as like Vladimir Nabokov's Pale Fire, where the book within the book is, you know, much more central to the idea of it. But it's still an interesting narrative conceit, and one that would be impossible to pull off in film, but one that works very well in the margins there. Because whenever something's weird or he wants to like do meta... Crash. whenever he wants to do like meta commentary on his own storytelling or something like that, he can just put in some parentheses and been like, this is where he tells a boring story about hats. And then he can tell a much shorter, very funny vignette about hats, pretending that he's summarizing this very boring thing in a previous book, right? I definitely should start peppering that in. I died again in Geometry Dash? Inconceivable. But in spite of being, like, a relatively tall person, if I start talking like Vizzini, people will start seeing me as Vizzini. Stuck. Chase, yes, how tall am I? I'm 6'2". I consider it the ideal height. It is easy to buy pants, but I am slightly taller than my father, which is what I always wanted, even as a boy. I wanted to be the tallest one in my family, and with a lot of willpower and careful stat allocation during all of my level ups, I was able to achieve it. Okay. Stuck. You know, at least failing in Geometry Dash gives you a lot of time to reflect about what really matters. Being bad at Geometry Dash, because that's something that no one can take from you. You know, and I find a lot of comfort in that. Some people, you know, they might think that a person could come along and make you good at this game. They can't. No one can do that. You can be bad forever. Look at me. I can't beat Jumper or Can't Let Go again. And I've been trying. What? Okay. Whatever. I'm so bad. I mean, we got like 4 coins so far this video. That's not terrible. Not jumping there is terrible, but you know, the video success so far isn't terrible. I'm not gonna lie, I had hoped to have already gotten 20 by now. But I'm not gonna tell the truth either. My way of a joke is just by not following that up. Why? You know, I guess it makes sense, right? I've only beat Jumper once. And when I did it, I think I said something like I often do, that it would take me another 1,064 attempts to beat it again. There's something about being right that stings. I hate everything. Wow. Alright, one or two more failures here. I mean, and this is just the beginning. We can't even get past it. It doesn't matter. Whatever. This really takes me back. But of course, I didn't think that I was any kind of decent at the game back then. You know, like now I've, you know... Alright, let's do Can't Let Go again. Might mix another level in. Maybe we could beat, you know, Clutterfunk. Maybe we can get all the coins on Hexagon Force before I can beat friggin' Jumper again. So no more coins in easier levels? No, we got all those. I guess there's the last one in base after base or whatever. But yeah, no. We've already gotten all the earlier ones. Smart. This song's awesome. It's so fun. Good, good. Just run into the ceiling. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, the first coin and jumper, it's tricky a little bit, but, like, I've been dying at not that part of the level far more than I've been dying at that part of the level. You know what I mean? It's definitely not a that coin issue. It's a me not being able to beat jumper issue, which I already knew existed. Okay. Oh, man. Man. Hecklob, you say, would I be more willing to listen to it if there weren't copyright problems? Yeah, but, like, the thing is that even after, like, probably just, like, a relatively short amount of time, I would have, like, mental audio processing problems. I can't listen to the same song, like, a whole lot in a row. I can listen to one song, like, a lot in a day, but not, like, for hours. So it's like, if there was a song on a level, I would need it to be easy enough for me to beat, like, essentially right away, or I would turn it off. I get, like, you know, practice the level with the music off, and then do, like, 3 attempts with it on. But yeah, and especially like because it loops over and starts at the same part at the beginning, and that's a thing that really gets to me, because if I hear a song and then I don't get to hear all of it, that reminds me of the first day I experienced TikTok out in the wild. I didn't jump. We're gonna whatever. Let's try the jumper one again. I believe it was a very famous TikTok. I don't use it myself, right? It was but the song in the background was by Fleetwood Mac, and this dude was watching the same video over and over and over again, which I guess is a thing people do. But he had like his phone going through his Bluetooth speaker at work, and I wanted to hear the song, right? But it was just a clip of the song over and over and over again, and I got so mad, and hollered at him a little bit and asked him what his problem was, and made insinuations about a lot of negative things. I crashed again. But no, basically nothing inspires hatred of humanity in me as much as hearing a video on repeat or a song on repeat. And the smaller the repeating sample is, the worse it is. Like, I very much despise repetitive sounds. The more so if they're relatively irregular. That's the worst. So short form video is hell. Because the more somebody likes a thing, the more they watch the same thing over and over. And there I am in a public restroom just trying to wash my hands, getting progressively more angry at this person. But I understand that it's a very popular way to consume media. It's just not for me. I got a thing to block YouTube shorts. I don't believe in them. Every now and again it breaks, and I'm just like, what are these stupid videos, and why are they not long enough to be interesting? Have I ever watched anime? Not extensively. I've read one manga. I've read like the first 1050 chapters of One Piece, and I've watched like 100 One Piece episodes, which is barely any, right? And then like growing up, like I would watch like Dragon Ball Z at my friend's house, but like all the stuff that was on like Adult Swim, which I don't even think of as having watched anime, but like so I've seen like a bunch of Trigun and Samurai Champloo, Rurouni Kenshin, and stuff like that. But I wouldn't consider myself even though I liked some of them, I wouldn't consider myself like a fan. Like I couldn't tell you who drew them or anything about like any of that stuff. The only one that I'm like a fan of is One Piece, which I only started reading One Piece a couple of years ago. All right, and then we go low here for this one. And then die right there. Seems good. But one of my favorite RPG series is very heavily like anime inspired. You probably heard of it. Persona, or the Megaten series. So Shin Megami Tensei, which is what got me into it, and then Persona, which are sort of like, like sisters series. One of them is more story driven and is usually like, you're a high school student who still has to go to class and make friends. And then Shin Megami Tensei is more like, the world is ended, and you're a high school student who can use these definitely not Pokemon demons. They're not Pokemon, it's so much better and more complicated. But anyway, Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, they're great games. They can be marvelously difficult, but they're very anime-like, or so it's been explained to me. You say you stay away from One Piece because of length. Yeah, that's totally fair. I had made some new friends, and I knew that they were into it, and or at least that a couple of them were, and I thought that would be a way for me to have more in common to talk with them about and that kind of thing. And then I picked it up and I didn't like it, and because I had trouble with the formatting because I had never read a manga before, you know, the right to left and all. But then I had a Warriors game, like Dynasty Warriors, but for One Piece in my Steam library, and I played it, and then through playing that, I grew to like the characters, and then after just a little bit of playing that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go and read it now. Now that I definitely, you know, care about who these people are. And so a kind of shovelware beat-em-up game became the impetus for, you know, me reading more than 1,000 chapters of One Piece. I crashed again. But I want to go back and watch Trigun again. I have really fond memories of Trigun. I think the premise of Trigun is very funny. But I've got an anime recommendation list 100 miles wide. So I've had friends for 30 years that have been trying to get me to watch it. I'm just not good at watching TV. And then, you know, I also, like, forgot the coin again. You know, like I have a preference for watching it in the original language because I feel like the voice acting is more expressive even if I don't understand it. But because I don't speak Japanese, that means I have to look at the screen the whole time. And, you know, I'm more of a attention-splitting person than all that. I crashed again. Terrible. Just terrible. We're never gonna get these coins. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It feels like I've been doing this for 10 hours. I think it has a lot to do with my perception of difficulty and achievability, though. So it's like, every time after I get all 3 of the coins, it's on either of the levels, I'm just like, okay, now I really have to not die. Whereas normally I'm playing a level, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I'm probably gonna die soon, whatever, who cares, you know? You can't think too much about it. Well, that's a new one. Am I trying to unlock the next levels of these coins? Yes. And it sure is slow going. You know, we kicked it off with a couple coins, but I haven't had any success since then. I have failed at the exact same things over and over, so that's good. Awesome. Cool. All right, let's go to Time Machine now. Can't do the other ones. Why would I think I could do this? There's no reason. I mean, I'm not going to be able to, but we might as well have another level to mix it up. No idea where these coins are, so let's just go ahead and see if we can find them. Oh, right, this thing. Alright, so there's one there, and it's just making this jump that's probably a little bit of an annoyance. Yeah, because you gotta... Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, alright, so just don't forget to do that jump. You say you don't think I'll have fun with these demon levels playing Can't Let Go? Where I am very bad. I mean, I've already played and quit up on Clutterfunk before. No, I mean, many people have observed that I'm not very good at this game. Alright, so that one you just straight fly through, easy peasy. And there's that one that's the fake, and then we go through this. And that's right, we spin back around here. Okay, but how do we make it happen? So here we just fall right off of that and then hit there. Okay. Easy enough. We'll definitely forget it. Tosh, you say you don't think I have fun at all playing this game? Well, fun's not the right word for it, right? It keeps my reward system engaged, which is not the same as having fun. All right, yeah. So then we can fail at this. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do this either, are we? Yeah, one more level to add to the list of coins to get that we can't even beat. Hello, T0. Unfortunately, I do not speak Spanish. I can say that in Spanish, but it's not very useful. No hablo. I had 2 years of Spanish in high school in Arkansas, which is to say, no Spanish at all. I got an A. Probably. It's hard to say. It's all a blur, you know, you don't think about high school much once you leave if you're lucky, and when you do, it's usually just to think about how you didn't learn any Spanish in it. Right now, it is a nice offer to be the first YouTuber to beat your level on normal mode. I'm really bad. And also, we're sort of locked into trying to get these coins, but I appreciate it. If you want to, leave the level ID in the comments or the chat or whatever, perhaps someone will give it a look here. I'd like to be the first YouTuber to never beat another level of Geometry Dash. Just me failing at the whatevereth level of the game forever. I love you say it's cool seeing that I'm getting better at the game as I proceed to not beat Time Machine. It's a funny joke. I like that joke. That's a good joke. Okay. Blah. But hey, at least we got another level that we can't beat to put into the rotation. Let's go back to Can't Let Go. Now we've got 3 levels that we can't beat. And that's good. That's good. That'll keep it fresh. That'll keep it moving. Not again! Oh, man. You say when I was trying with the ship, for the jumper coin, my ship control was better? Well, so, a lot of the times, like, I'm just not trying to straight fly because I think the loop on a specific timing is a more reliable way to get through a thing, which, on the part of electrodynamics that I think you're talking about, like, I usually can't straight fly if it wants me to. I only do it if I'm like really trying to focus on something. If I'm trying to do the section well, then I'll never try to straight fly because it's so many more inputs. Great. Smart. Okay. Right. Me. Me. Say, would I ever be down to try Elden Ring on the channel? I don't know. I don't own it, so. It goes on sale, but it's always like $27 or whatever, and it's like not really on sale enough for me. I mean, I know it comes highly recommended, but it's not like a part of something that I already care a lot about, like Space Marine 2 was. I know Elden Ring's a better game than Space Marine 2, but Space Marine 2 has Space Marines. And I love Warhammer 40k. Bye, Heclop. Thanks for your good luck wishes. We'll probably still have all the coins to get when I see you next. I don't have a particularly good feeling about my ability to beat any of these entry levels anymore. Any luck? Nope. I'm the worst. Say I'll definitely have Can't Let Go done by next time, you know. I forget what level it was. I think it was a demon or something, but I was struggling on some specific jump style. And somebody was like, how are you even trying this when you can't even do Can't Let Go jumps? And I'm like, look, it took a long time for me to beat Can't Let Go. And I probably wouldn't be able to beat it again if I had to. And I haven't yet. It's been a few hundred failures, right? I don't remember how many attempts we had in the first place, but we've definitely failed at least 100 times to beat Can't Let Go. This time around. It was more than 100 the first time, too. Yeah, I know I'm not focusing. I don't want to focus. I just want to beat these stupid levels. It's so boring to fail at a thing that's easy. What? Anyway, this is exactly why I quit the game the first time. But that's why we're switching the levels, so that I can distract the feeling. Like dunking your head into a bucket of cold water. Sure. Leader hardcore after this stream? Oh, probably hardcore, I imagine. Get some work done on the lake, clear a bunch of the land, sort of like in the vertical hill there, over the top of it, and then clear a bunch in the direction sort of the house, so that there's more of a visible lake from our window. Probably. At least in Minecraft hardcore, nothing can ever go wrong. Not like Geometry Dash, we fail over and over. The only thing that can happen to you there is you can die, or leave your shulker box on an island and forget it. Or, well, you know, that's one way to grab it. I hate everything. But yeah, we failed a couple times at 95% on this after grabbing the coins. I was thinking if I'm not disappointed enough in myself, though, I could just play Celeste Core B side and get really, really annoyed with my incompetence. But I think I'll save that for a day where I'm in a better mood about being a failure at video games, as I'm sure it'll lead to an average amount of despair. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Smart. Just don't jump. It's a good way to do stuff. Have I played the game Terraria? A few times. I always rage out and quit. The inventory makes me really upset. Yeah, I played it on stream a couple of times. I really liked it, but the inventory made me really mad. So, like, one time I played it and then I went to hard mode too early and I was too bad at the game, and I don't play games right, you know, so sometimes if a game is relatively restrictive, then I'm not, you know, good at it. And yeah, you know, I thought it was a lot of fun even though I wasn't playing it right. It was pretty and it had good music and stuff, and it was nice, but then yeah, so I went to hard mode too early, and then I made another world on normal, but then same problem as always, you know, inventory management caught up with me and made me upset and anxious, so I just quit. Like, the inventory in the game really bothers me, just like a lot. I can't see any of the stuff as different than any other stuff. It's all done with pictures, which I hate. I don't categorize symbols very well. It's bad enough in Minecraft, but in Minecraft there's not that much stuff that looks like other stuff. There's like 1,000 things in Terraria, and they all look the exact same when they're in your inventory. At least they do to me. But I frequently, like, can't tell people apart on the basis of them having blonde hair or something. Like, describe them, I'm like, I don't know, medium height, medium build, human. Between the ages of 80 and 12, I forgot the coin again. But no, I think of going back to Terraria sometimes, but I figure I'll just get upset, right? I could try that journey mode thing to where I don't have to worry so much about the inventory, or whatever that mode was called. But whenever I think about playing it again, I just think of all the feelings I had about the inventory in the first place. It made me really mad. Great. Journey mode is kind of like Minecraft creative mode with the extra steps. Yeah, it's like, it's not that I want the infinite resources, I just want a button to give me the thing if I know I have it somewhere, but I can't find it. You know, like, I don't want an arbitrarily large number of glass or whatever that thing slimes drop. But if I can't find it and I need 5 of it, I just want to be able to have it. Because it's too hard to see in chests if I have the thing I'm looking for. Like, oh, is that the shimmering gray thing that I need? Is that the sort of reddish sphere that I'm looking for? I hate it so much. But if it basically makes it to where, oh, I could just not jump, that's fine. I didn't notice that. Great. Because I could just play Terraria again and just not care about the inventory at all and just sort of wing it like I was doing whenever I started. Because only by reading people's comments did I feel like I needed to know where anything was anyway, right? So I really allowed like the purity of my enjoyment of the game to be ruined by people telling me I was doing it wrong, even though I tried to ignore them. You know, if I didn't have objectives, I couldn't have failed in them. Really, it's my fault. I was trying to play right. After all, you don't need an inventory if you don't care. Chase, do I enjoy reading? Oh yes, very much. Very much indeed. The bookshelves are not merely for decoration. Great. My favorite book? You know, it depends. Hamlet, probably, if plays count. Because favorite means a lot of different things, right? Awesome. I can't beat Jumper. That was a really messy angle. Ended up working somehow. Okay, let's just not jump there. That's fine. All right, let's just forget. Let's just forget the whole reason we're here. Happens all the time when I'm trying for these coins.
I'm like, alright, now don't die, and then I just don't do the only reason I'm playing this stupid level again anyway. Never gonna get these. Pathetic. Pathetic. Man, I never gonna get these, am I? Natasha. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna keep doing this. Not really having a good time. If I quit right now, I won't quit the game over it. So I think that's what we'll do. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore, guys. Yeah, I just don't want to do it anymore. I'll come back and do it some other day. Probably not today. It was all right for a bit. This yeah, it's just I'm just not having fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will perhaps see you guys later. This was it was really annoying. So we've done 918 attempts on Can't Let Go. At least a couple hundred of those were those failures. That's another like 200 times of playing Jumper without being able to beat it one more time. Anyway, yeah, whatever. See you guys later.